Okay, good morning, wonderful people. I'm hoping you are all well. Right, today I'm going to give you a little bit of a catch-up on what's been going on and what is happening to a degree. As you've all seen from the shorts I've been putting out, if you have watched them, filter shed is up. I've been doing all of the things all over the place. And if I'm being honest, I haven't recorded them. And the reason why I haven't recorded a long form video on them is a few reasons. One, there's no point. I'm just sorting through bits, moving stuff from here to there. It's literally, I'm juggling for space. I'm juggling to try and get things done. It's also, you know, the weather, the time of year it is, things get a little bit hectic around here. Obviously, you know, I have livestock. Not just the fish, obviously I've got the horses and everything else, and you know, these things when it gets to this time of year need my attention more. So, you know, it's been a case that I've been literally juggling and, you know, trying to work and trying to do everything else all at the same time. So things have got busy, of which meaning that when I'm trying to do jobs, I'm doing it sort of like, oh, I'll just move that quick, or I'll just go and change that quick, or I'll put that up quick. You know, it's a bit like the shed. It was being done over a period of time through, you know, stuff that needed to be done in between it and weather. It's yeah, it's nice and sunny today, but it was raining all day yesterday, which was a nightmare. So we will look at the shed and things like that. I have been asked a few times whether or not I did a long form video on the shed. I didn't. And I'll tell you for why, because you don't need instruction on how to put up a shed. At least from me, let's put it that way. You definitely do not need instructions from me on how I put up a shed. There are people out there that are way more versed in such things. Me playing about with tools and making mistakes and playing about with saws, of which my new saw is wicked. But, you know, yeah, so we're just not going to do that. You know, dangling off of an old playhouse roof, trying to put the roof onto that shed and trying to put in the top panels. You know, dangling precariously off of ladders. You don't need to see that. You don't need to see that. Like I said, you don't need instructions on how to put up a shed, especially not from me. So, the shed is up. We will take a look at the shed though, that's fine. There's lots of stuff happening in the background, but I'm gonna have to be very, very careful on how I put the camera, because I don't want to show you yet, because like I said, things are gonna take time. I only have so many hours in the day, and to be completely honest with you, I only have so much money to be spending on things at one go. So it's as and when I can get hold of them, as and when, you know, I'm scanning Facebook Marketplace for secondhand stuff and everything else. So, you know, it's just going to be as and when, but there are quite a few projects, at least 2 that you guys don't know about yet, but is coming, I promise. But I am working on them in the background, so I've got to be really, really, really careful when I'm putting the camera. And it's not because I'm trying to be, you know, like, oh, keep tuned, people. It's literally because I don't want to be showing you something and then it's months before you get an update, or so weeks before you get an update, or months before you get an update, or months before I've managed to move on to the next stage. So I'd rather, trust me, it's frustrating for me because I just want to get on and get it done. I've got this plan in my head and it's not all fully worked out yet, because there's something I'm going to be doing at least in 2 of the structures that I've never done before, and I can't find anyone that's done it how I need it to be done. So it's it's going to be difficult. Yeah, well, we'll get to that. It's lots of planning, lots of scrap pieces of paper with lots of doodling on it, trying to work stuff out, doing my research and all of the things. Yeah, so right, we're going to take a look at some stuff. Now, as I said, you know, I have been, I've got some bits I've got to pick up tomorrow off a Facebook Marketplace that I've managed to get hold of. Sorry, I'm clicking. I've got stuff to pick up off of some ladies shutting down some tanks, so I'm going to go and pick some of them up because I need more tanks, people. Who knew? Who knew? There's always space for another tank, isn't there? Isn't there? Just a weeny one. Right. So, right. So, as I'm slapping this is something that's here. Yeah. So these, they don't look much from here, do they? Right, but these are bats. I already have 2 installed in the polytunnel, so this is what we're going to be doing today. I need to take down a pole. The pole was being emptied. I emptied it yesterday while it was peeing it down rain, so everything's really muddy now. Pole was taken down. Oh, sorry, pole was emptied yesterday. Emptied out, scrubbed, disinfected. Obviously, his fish was moved prior to that. But there was only a few in there, luckily, so stock is going down in there, which is excellent. Gives me more room for more activities. So, yeah, today I need to break down that pond, move it elsewhere for a temporary measure in storage. Because I'm not going to get rid of it because I don't know, you know, I have an idea, but we're not sure yet. So I'm not going to get rid of it. So I want it is packed away in storage. It's been left over. I mean, it's not going to be dry, is it? Because it's inside the polytunnel, but still, it's at least, you know, as dry as it's going to get this time of year. And then these 2 are moving in. So we have 2 more. So we're looking at a stand on one here, the tank, the other one, which is there, and another one on the other side. So that's what we're going to be getting on with. Oh, that's what I'm going to be getting on with today. And you can join me if you wish to, you know, watch me probably fall over myself because it's pretty tight in there. First thing is though, is I need to move the filter box table, which weighs a absolute ton. Well, probably not quite, you know, very heavy. I mean, I know, you know, I'm not the strongest person on the earth, but I'm also not the weakest, and that is very heavy. So I'm going to break my back moving that probably. It's also got funny feet on it which gets stuck, so it's not a case I can just slide it out. And I don't know whether or not I've got enough room in there to turn it upside down to slide it up. But that's what I'm going to attempt. I'm going to attempt to turn it upside down and slide it up. But let me show you the filter shed as it is at the moment. Okay, there we go. The dogs are posing beautifully. Look at you, look, Molly. Looking all pretty. Looking all pretty. And Lily is licking her paw because she's disgusted in the fact that she has dirty feet. Well, get used to it, kid. Right, so excuse again the mess over there. That all needs sorting out. Okay, there is the filter shed. Da, da, da. There it is in all of its glory. Right, it does need painting, obviously, you can see that. Even though I'm quite liking the different wood effects, but I am going to paint it, I promise. I'm also going to paint the old playhouse next door to it because that now has a new job as it's not holding the filters for the pond. I'm going to turn that into a proper little workshop for myself because I'm getting quite into, well, you know, it's a case of, you know, I've got to do woodwork, haven't I? So, you know, I've got to make sheds and stands and, yes, stands. I'm going to be making fish tank stands on my own. So I need somewhere to work. So that's now going to become my little workshop-y thingy-mabob that's going to hold all of my tools that I am getting because I'm buying tools, people, because I'm a big girl. Right. Okay. I have windows, look. You know what they're made out of? That's made out of an old broken fish tank. One panel had cracked through. And so I went at it with a brand new Stanley blade, hence why in a few of my shorts you're seeing me with a bandage on my finger, because as brand new Stanley blades do, they like a nice blood offering. So, yes, I sliced my finger wide open, 3 stitches a lot, it was wicked. Yeah, so, but it's all healed now, it's fine. Small scar, but we're okay, but we won't look at that. Look at my little art, but yes, I am cleaning them, I promise, it's hard water stains. Do you like my hatch? Right, this here is obviously the cable to the pump. Because, as I have stated, in spring, when it is warmer, I will be attempting the whole bottom drain thingy again, of which I know I have my instructions, we're good. So, obviously I didn't want to bury the cable, so that's just there just to protect the cable. Okay, right, are we ready? Are we ready for this? Hang on, let me change perspective here so you can get a good view. I'm very proud of this. So, I'm very proud of it. I understand that you lot probably thinking, oh my good God, Vicky, but I'm quite proud of myself, right? So I'm going to show you. Obviously, if you noticed on the shorts, the back part of the filter was jutting slightly, so it meant basically the boot, the 4-inch boot, was going to have to be sticking out of the wall. Of which I thought at first, fine, I'll just drill a 4-inch hole, go around it, and fine. And I thought, I don't want that, because one, it's going to look horrible. I mean, I understand that, you know, it's my build, it's not, you know, it's not anything spectacular, is it? But still, right, a pipe just coming out, you know, a couple of big black pipes coming out the ground and going into a wall isn't very appealing, is it? So, and I didn't want, obviously, coming into the colder months, we're going to get ice, and, you know, around here we get ice and we can get some snow. We don't get too much snow, but we do get a lot of ice, and once it ices, that's it. It's the frost and the ground ice is here for quite a while. And I didn't want that happening, obviously, to the return, and, you know, putting extra strain on the pipes and whatever else. So I thought, right, well, I can do like a coal bunker if you want. So here I've made a coal bunker, people, for my pipe work. And are we ready? Look, it opens up and everything. I was so impressed with myself. I was doing all the angles. Right. And you're wondering, what are these chains for? Well, I thought to myself, as I'm struggling to get the panels nailed in over there, I thought, if I have to work on this thing's going to come down, it's going to whack me on the head, isn't it? So, look at that! You ain't going to break through that. I've tacked it on in like 3 places, so that is not coming off. Ta-da! Which means I bet you I could get in there. Okay, right, stop being stupid. Okay. You can tell. I'm showing you all. This is the first time it's been shown to anyone. I'm so excited. Right, so I did a thing, and it worked. God damn, it worked. They don't all work, contrary to belief. So there we go. There is my little invention. My little invention. All the angles done with my new saw, with my new mitre saw. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so now I've prattled on with you about that and probably got a little bit too excited. That's that plant in there, bless it, is going to be planted there. It's a lilac bush, but I need to paint before I go planting that. So yeah, that's a thing. That's why it's there. Right, got to be real careful on angles here because I don't want to release what's going out. Okay, right, let's have a little looky on this one. So right there is the waste pipe from my multi-bay, and what I'm going to do once everything's finished being done, or at least further along to the left and the right of the camera, I'm going to put a 19 on that, drop it down underground, and then my waste is going to run underground off to the paddocks. So yeah, so then it can drain away nicely. Right, we're ready. Look, there it is. There it is. There it is, people. Shed, working door, and everything. Right, we're ready. We're going to go in. Dun, dun, dun. Right, obviously, there are things in here. Right, but there is the shed. So we have window 1. We have a window beside me. So we have a back window as well. Look, I put a light in. Look at me go. Right, I put a light in. So there's the plugs. That will get sorted to a external waterproof box, but you know, that's temporarily for now. So everything can run. Obviously that's part of the grey box above it is for the pump, which is the black plug, which I need to label. Seriously, need to label those. Every time I come out, I think, Vicky, go get your labelling machine, and then I get distracted with something else, because that's what I do. The white plug above it, no, sorry, the white plug is the pump, and the black plug is for the UV. See, I do know it, and this is why I need to label it. Obviously, the plug dangling there is for the light system, because it doesn't have a switch, you just plug it into work. The dog is barking at something, it's probably found something you shouldn't have. Okay, so obviously there is the UV, it is up there. Multi-base system, which is there, obviously. There is our waste pipe going out, which I know obviously at the moment it's a bit of a trip hazard, but once, dogs everywhere, once the, Molly, can you please move your button? Once the secondary multi-bay is in, which is what these 3 blocks are for, obviously not quite in that place, yeah, I'll sort out the drainage a bit more for that one, so it won't be so bad. That is obviously the spare hose for the rest of it that's already dug in underground. I'm not cutting it until the other filter is here, because I will cut it wrong extensionally, because I had power tools running yesterday, because now that is my only source of electric out here, other than obviously the poly. 3 blocks are here ready, sitting for another multi-bay system to come in eventually, which obviously will then run along that wall, along there. I'm not going to have it obviously jammed up as far as this one is. I'm going to have it further away from the wall, so it is going to come out slightly further, but that's not going to be an issue. I've got some wood there because I'm going to turn those into shelves to go along that wall, so I have shelves for storage. We have the pink stuff down there because I was trying to clean the windows out, trying to get rid of the hard watermark stains. I think we might need to go a little bit more heavy duty on the chemicals, but yeah, there we go. Filter shed, and we have art. We have art. Not that you can see it from the outside because the window's so bloody dirty, but you can see it from in here and it looks lovely. So there's the shed. Yeah, so there's the filter shed. There you go. Flat roof, slightly slanting, I think is the word, off to the back, of which I need to sort drainage out for, get some guttering put up, which I will do. I know that's a job. Yeah, it's all made out of old fence panels. You know, strip back, take away the rot, save the good balls, denail it, new frame. So it's all been made out of old timber. So yeah, all out of old timber and old floor slabs. So reuse and redo. Right, that's what we do here. Okay, it's cheaper. Look what I created. Okay, right, so now all of that is out of the way, we are on a catch-up day. These have got to go in the polytunnel. Dun, dun, dun. So much mess around here, it's unreal. I swear I need like a whole week just to tidy up the mess that I've been creating, but you don't make things without making a mess first. That's what I keep telling myself anyway. So let's get into here and show you what's going on in here, and then we can get on. My coffee's going cold. I'm having such a squirrel day today. Okay, right. Da da da, the polytunnel. So, right, as you can see, these have already been moved in. These are obviously, if you remember, I had glass fish tanks down there on the floor. So where my goldfish were, now my goldfish, these are my broodstock. These are what have produced all of the babies this year. Not that I've been trying to pull mops, so, which was very naughty of me, but you know, hey ho. So that was my ranches. We have orangas in here. I was filming yesterday in the show tank. We have orangas in here as well. We have orangas in here as well. And we have some bubby fish going out in there. Okay, underneath them, it's meant to be running a sump system. I don't know how much background noise you're getting on the mic with this, so this will be a good test. Yeah, these are meant to run a sump system. Well, I thought, I have no problem with a sump system and them sharing water, because, you know, they're all broodstock, they're all kept in together. They're all, you know, some of them are actually being bred by me, so it's, you know, it's all what it is. But I just thought it was a bit of a waste of space, and as I've got a lack of space at the moment, I thought, sod it, I'm going to use it like this. So these are run off of sponge filters, 2 sponge filters per section. That one's going a bit mental, but that'll be fine. Someone's splashing in the background. So we have some of my fry down there, which are ranchu. We've got a rounder fry in there. Yep, so that's some of my fry. We've got some eggs that I need to put into the hatchery. that went the other day. We've got more rounders in there, but these ones are sold. Just use the glass. See what I mean? Like it's first thing in the morning, so everything's misted up. More eggs down there. We have more rounder fry in there that are just starting to colour up. And what's in there? I've forgotten. Oh yeah, and more ranchy fry in this one. So, hence I need the room. Okay, so all of that broodstock and some others were sitting in this pool. As you can see, it's emptied, it's been scrubbed as clean as I can physically get it. This is the table that the filter box was sitting on. This needs to be dragged out today because it is heavy, and to make room, this needs to be broken down and to go into storage. Now obviously further up we have the smaller koi that I'm keeping in this one, my bigger koi that I'm keeping in this one. These are all being selected out to go. They are some of what was left out of the pool that I've just emptied, that I'm housing in there for now while I'm setting this system up, and my tamasabas are all hiding under there in this pool. Oh, and I have more here, look. All of the fish in all of the places, these are also eggs that need to go into the hatchery, and 2 sponge filters that I kept overnight nice and wet. So you can see how things have got to, I've got to shuffle things around. So like I said, I'm going to break this pool down, get that table out, get that moved, and then drag these in. I also need to set up some new drops into the air loop system for them. I need 1, 2, yeah, I need quite a few more drops. We'll work that out. I know when we did it is, I was just about to say, oh my god, where's my drill bit for that? I keep a separate drill bit just for the air loop system. I do know where it is, it's fine. So I'm going to start dragging and breaking my back, pulling these out. No, I'm going to finish my coffee. Yes, I'm going to finish my coffee, and then I'm going to start dragging this out. And then yeah, then we're going to drag those out. Those have been cleaned and everything else around the back. Dragged back around here, so they're ready to come in, so they're closer. Because the frames aren't heavy, but my lordy, those tanks that sit on top, like seriously heavy. So this could be interesting. It was interesting getting these ones in. But obviously it was right next to the door. I didn't have to drag past. So, and obviously there was more room. This is going to be interesting. Okay, let's get this done. Okay, so first things first, that needs to come out. Of which it doesn't look very heavy, but it is. It's not overly heavy, but it's heavy enough. It's got adjustable feet on it as well, which doesn't help with obviously the AstroTurf. I don't know whether it's gonna, oh, it is gonna drag. Okay, okay, we can do it. Oh, I'm stuck. What am I stuck on? Oh, okay, I'm not stuck. Yeah, I knew this was going to be an absolute pig to do. Shall we move? Let's move the bucket. Let's move the bucket first. Out of the way. Give myself a wee bit more room. Oh, it's all slimy. It's all so slimy. Obviously the filter's been sitting there. Oh, that didn't sound good, did it? I don't know whether you heard that, but that was a very big crack. Not sure whether that crack was coming from the table or me though. Oh, the weeds, people, the weeds. Okay, you know what? You've just done something really stupid, Vicky. You've just barricaded yourself in. And the tail's up there. I'm not. See how skinny I really am. Woo! Okay, lovely. Now I've got slime all over me. Brilliant. Well done, Vicky. It's a good job I'm the one that does all the washing, isn't it? Right, okay. My dogs are barking again. Who are they barking at now? It's life in general, probably. So, oh my god, it's heavy. Woo. Okay, right, that's that out of the way. Okay, pack this down. Obviously, I don't know whether you can see. Obviously, you've watched me before trim down the stinging nettles and Seymour, which is the bindweed, by the way. I nicknamed it Seymour for a reason. Yeah, I just did. Okay, so I'm going to trim them right down to the floor, give it a spray with some weed killer, try and kill it off, and then pack this down, get this sorted, and then that way then we can move on to the next thing. So I'm going to stick my music on while you watch me do a thing, because you know, that's what we do. We do things, and I understand that, you know, people quite often turn around and say, stop prattling, Vicky. Well, you know what, prattling is the way I do things, and that's, you know, don't like it, fast forward it. But yes, we're going to watch this, watch me do a thing. Okay, so it's done. The weeds are out. We have de-weeded. Air taps are in. Sorry, complete and utter brain malfunction then. Yep, new air drops are in. I've put more in that I need in case I do want to put tanks underneath them, so then I've got something just to tap straight into. I don't need to worry about it. Checked all the rest of them over. Nothing's leaking. We're all good. Like I said, I want 2 airdrops per section if you want, so that's 6 on its own. Obviously, you know, done it. So just in case. So the hardest bit about that, believe it or not, it's getting the taps into the air loop system, because obviously the hole needs to be bang on right, and it has to be a really close sort of bit to it. It has to be quite tight. And the issue is my hands just aren't quite strong enough to get the push. So I struggle, and you can't really use pliers or anything like that because they're plastic taps. I don't have metal ones, so the taps can break. I broke one just by doing what I was doing. Yeah, so that was useless, wasn't it? So yeah, you have to be quiet. There's nothing, you can't really do anything. I've even tried like a rubber mallet with a piece of wood on it. It'll just do that. So, and that's just with my fingers. So yeah, it's the easiest way I found of doing it, which isn't easy. So I'm now going to fight to struggle. Well, the base, like I said, is really light. That's not an issue. It's the top. It's the top. The pool going out, I was struggling because obviously these things have been in situ now for nearly 3 years. Some less than others, depending on what time they went in. But the back one and these two, the one that was here and the one over there, were the first 3 to go in. And then obviously these 2 later on. So these have been sitting here for virtually the whole entire time this polytunnel's been up, you know, which there's footage of out there. And yeah, the legs were quite difficult to get off, and I thought, well, I mean, one didn't come off as you saw, it just wasn't having it, and there's nothing really, like I said, everything's damp and yeah, nothing to get grip on. So I thought, sod it, I'll just turn it up on its end and just drag it out. As you probably saw, the legs might have been really stuck on there, but the sides was not. And by that point in time, I couldn't really get round it to start taking it apart, so it just went out. It's fine, it survived. It's out there to go into storage. I'll pack it all down and fold it all up and whatever else later on today. So as long as I don't get disturbed by, you know, dickies and mummies and whatever else is, because I'm doing a thing and I'm enjoying it. So right, I'm going to drag these in and do that, and then struggle profusely doing such things. Stick my music back on. Yeah, it's one of my favourites has just played and the other one's about to come on. I just heard the intro as I clicked off it. It's like, yeah! But I'm not going to tell you what they are. Yeah, we're not going to go there. Yeah, it's my favourites at the moment. Yeah. So I'm going to plug myself back in with my headset and get that on, rather than listening and talking to myself. I'm doing now, but technically I'm talking to you. So I'm going to do that, and then yeah, you can watch me struggling with this look. It's good fun, isn't it? Okay, they're in. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that hurts lifting that. I'm gonna pay for that later. Right, okay, so this one's now, well, the filling hose pipe is here. Yeah, so they're all filling up. Gave them a quick rinse out because obviously where I dragged it, you know, there's leaves falling in it and all sorts. So I gave it a quick sloosh down, and whatever else. So I'm now just going to wait for these to fill up. Have my shake because stop me from shaking. And yeah, and then I'll stick sponge filters in get them all up and running, and then put the fish in there. Okay, I realised that I didn't explain to you why these are going in. After me prattling on this morning, doing my waffle, of which, you know, that's what I do. Yeah, I didn't explain to you why. Okay, right, the last video was me turning around saying at the end that the polytunnel needs to be, there's some changes going on in the polytunnel, and obviously the koi that I'm not keeping are exiting. That is happening. So the vat to this one here, that one right there, is they're all fish that are going to go, as I said earlier in the video. They are being collected when he can come and collect them, which is enabling me to free up space. Now, the fish that was in this pool was my fancy goldfish, because for those of you that may have forgotten, I keep, raise, breed and sell fancy goldfish, and have been keeping and raising them for many years now, as well as my betas and my tropicals and the kiddie fish and everything else like that. So there will be more to come on all of those. We've also another type of tropical fish that you guys haven't seen me do before, but at one time I had a fish room full of them, absolutely rammed floor to ceiling with them. Really enjoyed it, and that's what I'm going to go back to. So yeah, like I said, I'm still keeping the koi. I have a koi pond. I did not work my backside off doing that pond for me to stop doing koi, but the koi is what I enjoy. I still do enjoy my koi. I enjoy looking at them. I enjoy all the things about them, and I am enjoying learning about them. I do have someone now that is teaching me the way that I need to be taught, because again, for those of you that don't know or may have forgotten, I am dyslexic. So doing things on a computer, doing paperwork, organising things like that is very difficult for me. And I'm not the type of person that just can be handed a book and go, learn that. It's not going to work with me. I know what I know about my goldfish and my tropicals because I learned off of other people. I absorbed their knowledge when they were willing to give it to me, and learned the bloody hard way, basically, on how to do it all. A lot of fails, and that's how you learn best, is by failing. So you fail and then pick your own route of doing things, and if it works, then don't change it if it works. Unless obviously you need to for reasons. But so yeah, so these are, I've picked through the goldfish that were here, were all my broodstock. I've separated them out now, and they've been separated out for a while. Hence why I had them spawned, because at the beginning of the year they were just in there together. I wasn't pulling eggs because there was mixes between ranchers, orangutans, all different types, and that's not how I like to do things. So they're separated all out into their species, and then down from that into their categories. So they are now, anyway, and have been for a while, hence why again I have all these spawns. So I have a whole hatchery system going in the fish room, of which those two tubs are my next job. I'm going to whiz them in there. They're not heated, they're just sitting at ambient temperature for the room, which is around 22, because obviously that's my fish room and there's tropical tanks in there. So they're in there, so they hatch out. Once they get to a decent size, I've been bringing them out. Now obviously as the winter comes in colder, I'm not going to be able to do that. So the idea is, for me, is the quicker these ones hatch out and I can get them to a decent size, I can then bring them out and acclimate them down on a nice warm day like it is today. And then they come down nice and gradual, and 9 times out of 10 I get no problems at all. So I do have some that are available, which I will share with you another day. I do have a Facebook page if you want to pop over there, not the group, it's the page, where you'll see them, and you'll see all of the other little things that I will be putting up there shortly. It's prepping, and that's all this whole time's been. It's just prepping for this, making sure that I'm organised up here more than anything, and I know what I'm doing. And obviously it takes space, it takes time, and it takes money. So I appreciate those of you that have been patient with me, and for those of you that have been asking, where am I, why am I so quiet? I'm just busy, people. I'm just busy, okay? It's fine, we're good. Yeah, so the idea is these, they're easier for me to, one, separate the broodstocker into, and two, they are easier for me to pull fish when I found them somewhere else to go. So they're going off to their new homes. It's a lot easier in these vats than what it is the deep pools. Also with fancy goldfish, things like branches, arandas, pearl scales, things like that I all have here. They find it quite difficult in a deep pond. So the shallower the pond, the actual better for them, rather than a great big swimming pool. Swimming pools are very good for them as they're younger, because obviously they don't have the body mass that they do when they're older. But obviously as they get older, they need that shallower depth of water, so it doesn't mess up things like swim bladder and digestion and all the rest of it. We can go into that, or if you want at a later date. If you have any questions, pop them below, and I will see if I can answer you to the best of my ability. So this is why these are coming in and the pools are going out. Now this is not the overall finish of this polytunnel. As I said in the other one, it will have to be broke down, and it will at some point when other things are done and I have somewhere for these to go. They will then go into there, so then I can strip this back down. So it's basically just the cover, obviously the electrics, the floor, it needs a damn good jet wash, and everything else, but everything else will be stripped back. There will be new builds going on in here, more designs specifically for goldfish and the things that I'm going to keep in here. So they need, like I said, they need really shallower vats. They don't need as much volume, definitely, as like the koi do, for instance. The filtration systems are going to be changing, and everything else. The air loop system is going to get obviously redone, because by the time I've drilled into it multiple times and vats are going to change positions, you can bet that the airline packs won't match up to where the new ones are going to go, so it might as well just be all stripped out and all put back in. So yeah, so that is all coming, but that's probably not going to happen until next season. I say season because it's very difficult with goldfish. Goldfish breeding season is obviously nearly over, unless obviously you've got indoor or heated outdoor facilities. But for me, the season doesn't really stop. It just goes from one transition to another. So at the moment, the tropical fish season, so that's all picking up, because obviously people are moving indoors for the winter. So yeah, so that's all picking up as well. So yeah, goldfish or koi season wise, if you want good weather, let's put it that way, good weather season wise, this will be happening next season. But for now, this is what's going to happen, just to maintain me for the moment, until I've got the money to continue going out there, of which I do promise you I will do. I promise. You will all see what's going on. There's two very different things going on out there, of which is going to enable me to do what I want to do properly and more efficiently. So I'm going to carry on drinking this. Now I've done that big long ramble at you again. Okay, so there we go then, all set up, all filled. One pre-cycled sponge filter in each vat, if you want, whatever you want to call it, in each section. Spare eye line sitting there. I could attach an air stone, but there's no point. The new ones will be here tomorrow, so I'll add those in when they get here. That way then we've got one site pre-cycled and one brand new, which will hold. So now you know what's been going on. Well, some of it. I said the others we'll get to. We will get to the others, I promise. It's just gonna, yeah, I just want to get further ahead in it, so it's not too long stretched out. That's not fun for anyone, is it, to be all stretched out and, you know, it's weeks, months before you end up with an update and then progress has happened. But obviously, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? Time, money, and everything else. So But we will get there, we will get there. And then you will know all of the things, I promise. But today we did a thing, didn't we? We got this in. It amazes me every time. Obviously, I've lifted the other two in. The frame is piece of peat. It's awkward to get through the door and whatever else. And because of the distance in between things in here, that's awkward. But that's nothing to lift. It weighs nothing. But this, the black actual vat itself, my lord. Every time I go to lift it, I go, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And it's like, come on, you can do it. I did think at one point I was going to backflip into this pond. And it ran through my head, if I backflip into this pond, do I leave it or do I cut it out? And I thought to myself, you'd probably leave it. And I think if I'm being honest, that's what gave me the extra oomph to get it up, because it's like, no, we're not doing this. You know, we're not getting in a pond again. Nope, absolutely not. That one was cold enough. You know, this one will probably be warmer. So, just a side note. I watched, just quickly, I just cat back because I've obviously again remembered in here there's a lot of water, a hell of a lot of water. And if you go back to my other videos, you can hear all the water noise, and I struggle. I feel like I'm shouting at you. It's horrible. The background noise is horrible. Right, I have not taken this out of this video. I can't at the moment because it's not on my editing thing. So it's literally just, I've listened to it back and you can't hear all this background noise. So I'm going to leave you guys out there, right, that film and you record and you're in polytunnels when you're working, or you're in your filter shed or whatever else it is, right? It's not the best mic system in the world, okay? I get that. This is me. I'm not paying hundreds of pounds for a mic system. It's not happening, right? But I will leave a link to this. That's the mic that it is, right? It comes with, you've got a thing here. There's a thingy-mabob that sticks into the end of your phone, right? You open it up. It's got two mics. There's the secondary. You can use them both together, so you can have one mic on one person, and you know, you can mic two people up if you want to. And they both work together. It's been tested. I Bethany running around the garden with one, just mucking about just to play with it. There's loads of settings on it as well. I'm not tinkering with it. Trust me, I've literally just plugged it into my phone, tested it works, done a mic check, and just gone with it, right? But when you go onto it, you can get into all these settings that change things. You can change the tone of it, you can change the background noise of it and whatever else. I have literally just plugged it in and gone, and you can't hear any of this. And that's awesome as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to leave the link in the description. Now, obviously, I don't think I make anything else for this because I don't, all right? It's not an affiliated link or anything like that. I'm not doing that. We've been through the whole thing of, we'll get into that in another video maybe, but I have been pushed to doing sponsored videos by some people and by companies. I have been approached by companies, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. To me, it's just not. I'm just not going to do it. I do this for me, and that's the end of it. I don't want. I'm not into that. It's not my bag. So I mean, good on you if you like. Oh, that's excellent. I don't have the in-depth knowledge, I don't think, and I ramble way too much, don't I? Let's face it. There is way better and bigger people out there that would be better at doing reviews and things like that are sponsored by a company. Let's put that. I mean, it's different just doing a review off your own back or for yourself, but for a company, to me, that's too much pressure. And there is much bigger, better people out there for that kind of thing than little me on my little channel just faffing about doing what I'm doing. So I don't do that. So don't think that this link below is a sponsored link or anything like that. It's not. It's just a suggestion. It's the first time I've ever suggested anything like this. I'm just hoping that, you know, I'm quite impressed with it. So I thought I'd share the love with you all. Right, so yes, if you've got any comments or any questions, drop them in the comment section below and I will see what I can do, see if I can help you in any way. If you want to see other things, let me know as well, and I'll see what I can do, so I'll go and put together. So until next time, people, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I need to move this. I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.